Hi, welcome to Tuesday Good Evening KU. I'm your host, Chloe.
And I'm Gabriella.
Did you go to Late Night in the Fog this weekend?
I did. It was super fun. It was actually a little stressful for me because I wasn't sure if we were going to get in because we didn't know you were supposed to have a camping group if you're a student. And so on Tuesday, I found out you're supposed to sign up Monday. And we already had plans that my friend from K-State was going to come up and stay with me and my other friend. And we were going to go up because she was a big Snoop Dogg fan. And so we're like, well, maybe we'll just go an hour before and wait in line and see. And it ended up working out. We had to stand in the rain for a while, though, but it was fine. We got in. We didn't have great seats, but it was fine.
You were there.
I don't really care that much, but it was all super fun, and Snoop Dogg was great. But yeah, did you go?
Yeah, I actually worked the event. I had to be there at 3 o'clock for the call time. Setting up cameras and different things like that. I was holding the cable for the cameraman on the lower court so that he didn't trip when he moved around for things like filming the women and men coming out for their intros, and then of course Snoop Dogg later on in the night, so it was super cool. I got to see Snoop Dogg at closest like 3 feet away.
Wow.
It was a good time. I was like right there when he was shooting out money with his money gun and stuff. And it was a good time. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really fun. Yeah, I'm surprised about all the controversy that's been going on.
Yeah, me too.
It. I didn't know it was like a thing, and then my mom sent me an article. I'm like, oh, they're apologizing because I thought it was a great show. I'm like, what are they apologizing
for? Yeah, I've
for?
had friends from high school who just know that I go here, and they're like sending me articles and stuff and asking me about it. I'm like, yeah, like it seems, in my opinion, it seems like a lot bigger of a deal in the news than I think it is, but yeah, it was a good time.
I guess it makes sense that they claim they didn't know it was going to be uncensored and have pole dancers, which was not with their family atmosphere they were trying to provide for the night.
That's true.
But they did put it to the end so families had the chance to leave. And
That's
I feel
true.
like when you hear it's Snoop Dogg, you kind of know what to expect.
Exactly,
a little,
exactly.
And so you know maybe not to keep your kids there
Yeah.
late. And it's definitely more geared towards the college students. And so everyone I've talked to enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. So I feel like it was a great show for college students.
Yeah, I mean, they set it up so that Snoop Dogg was at the very end, and you could see his set being set up, and you were given time if you wanted to leave before he came. So I don't know. I think it is something that was a little blown out of proportion, but I guess I understand if you brought little kids and stuff, you might not want to expose them to that. But I don't know, in my opinion, like my class just like an hour ago, everybody said that it was a good time. I haven't heard any negative feedback from students, and nobody said they were offended or anything. So
yeah, I feel like the apology was more to save their reputation when they're already under fire. They don't want to get into more trouble.
Yeah.
And also I think Snoop Dogg probably likes this publicity because he hasn't been in the news in a while.
Yeah,
and
that's
now it's
true.
globally blown up, and so that gives him more publicity.
That's true. Yeah, it was a weekend for me. I had to work late night, which definitely was a late night for me, and then I woke up for a crew call 7:45 for the football game.
Oh wow.
And it was weird weather for the football game. It was like on and off raining throughout the game, but by the end of the game, it was pretty sunny.
Yeah.
Unfortunate that we lost, but
yeah.
on to the next one, I guess.
I know. Yeah, and yesterday was actually media day for the women's basketball, and Coach Snyder was asked about late night, and he declined to make any comment about.
Well, I appreciate you being here today, but to me, this is Women's Basketball Media Day. It's really the only kickoff to our season. And I'll answer any questions that have to do with our student athletes and our upcoming season, but really don't have any comments, about that beyond it.
I mean, I think if I was in his position, I would stay pretty neutrally, like quiet about it, I guess, because I wouldn't want to say anything that could be interpreted the wrong way or anything. And, you know, it happens, and I think it's just something to, like, move on from. The majority had a good time. Yeah, I don't know. Looking forward to both men and women's basketball seasons for sure, though.
Yeah, and Bill Self even said during late night that bad publicity is better than no publicity. So I guess this is another good example of that.
Yeah.
Kind of in the news.
Well, seems like that's about all the time we have for today.
Yes.
But we got the news coming up next.
Yep, so stay tuned for the news.
From adversity, we rose. We made history and became pioneers, voyagers, champions, Jayhawks. And when our chant rises, haunting and hallowed, Jayhawks are telling the world what's near. Victory.
Welcome back. I'm Mac.
And I'm Sydney. This is your Tuesday Good Evening KU news update. The lawyer of the first whistleblower who came out with the accusations against President Donald Trump now says he is representing a second whistleblower regarding the same issues. Attorney Mark Zag says the second source also works in the intelligence community. He claims that this source has firsthand knowledge that supports the claims made by the first source. This comes as House Democrats continue their impeachment inquiry by issuing a subpoena to the White House and requesting documents from Vice President Mike Pence.
Police have arrested a suspect in connection to a bar shooting in Kansas City, Kansas that left 4 people dead and 5 injured early Sunday morning. Officers were called to the Tequila Casey bar at around 1:30 a.m. where they found the 4 victims inside. All 4 victims were identified as Hispanic males. The 5 surviving victims were taken to area hospitals listed as stable later Sunday morning. Police are currently searching for the other suspect.
3 more vending machine break-ins on campus have campus police actively investigating the method of operation. According to the UDK, nearly 10 break-ins have occurred in the past week, causing at least $3,000 worth of damage. The Kansan also reported similar strings of crime in both 2017 and 2014. Campus police ask you to report anything suspicious to their non-emergency number.
KU Chancellor Doug Girard told the Lawrence Journal-World yesterday that he believes the new California law allowing student athletes to be paid will have unintended consequences. He said that he expects other states to pass similar laws, but that legislation is not always the best way to manage a problem.
The KU Center for Sustainability continues to find ways to reduce the amount of energy used and wasted on campus. Since 2015, more than 39,000 LED light bulbs have been installed to replace aging fluorescent bulbs with a savings of $35,000. A goal for 2020 is to get 100% of the energy used on campus converted to wind power. This would save more than 125 million pounds of carbon dioxide for being released into the atmosphere.
And finally, KU Public Safety issued an alert this afternoon for students to be on the lookout for a man who exposed himself in front of 2 students early this morning between Hatchinger and Lewis Halls. Security cameras recorded the suspect as he fled the area in a dark-colored 4-door car. If you know this person, please contact Crime Stoppers or the KU Public Safety Office.
That's all we have for our news update. Please keep watching, and after the break, we'll have an interview with the career counselor about the upcoming job fair.
For students searching for a way to stay active in an outdoorsy way, the City of Lawrence has bike trails running in every direction, and with the new bike share program, we can stay in shape as we tour the sights of our beautiful city. Clinton Lake is only a short 30-minute bike ride away from Daisy Hill and has the most incredible sunset location in all of Lawrence. Walking campus may give you the KU calves, but biking can give you the KU thighs. Bike Lawrence today.
Hey, and welcome back to Good Morning KU. I'm Matt Mitchie, and today we have special guest Steve Rottinghaus. He's a KU Career and Outreach Coordinator, and Steve is here today to talk about the upcoming career fair. So Steve, if you could just give us a brief explanation, what is the KU Career Fair?
It's getting close. We're a couple of weeks away, but the Career Fair is just an opportunity for our students regardless of major or what school you belong to to connect with like 30 organizations from Kansas City, Topeka, Wichita. We even have one coming from Dallas, just to learn about what they're looking for internships, job opportunities, and you actually have a chance to connect with them, and they can even review a resume.
That sounds great. What kind of things do we have to do to be prepared for the career fair?
Definitely do some research on the companies that are going to be there. You can check our website at journalism.ku.edu. We have a list of the companies that will be back for the career fair. So definitely do some research, update that resume. You can come into my office. I'm at Stauffer Flint, room 120. You can email it to me, you can drop it off, but definitely have that resume ready. Kind of have that elevator speech ready too, kind of that 30-second, like here's my name, my major, my career interest, and just be prepared to have that conversation with a lot of companies.
Sure, and I understand that this year the career fair is going to be a little bit different, especially for journalism students. Is that correct?
It is. We have combined our J-School Generations, which is our premier alumni event, with the career fair. So what's going to happen is we're going to have 20 alums from all over the country. We got them coming from Atlanta, Washington, D.C., San Francisco, Dallas, Chicago. They're going to be on campus all day talking to classes. They're actually going to be at the career fair doing some networking, provide some just on-the-job tips, and then we're going to do some networking events afterwards, just to get to know the alums better, kind of in a casual setting so you don't feel so much pressure.
Sure, and I know that me personally and a lot of my friends, something that we're always looking forward to is opportunities to network. And so I understand that this will be a really good opportunity to get out and meet some people in a career and maybe learn a little bit more about their job and get some opportunities to discuss further options.
Yeah, definitely. Every year when we do J-School Generations, the common feedback we get is we want more networking opportunities. So really throughout the day on the 24th, there's like 3 different times. I mean, at the career fair, in the classroom, and there's actually lunch from 12 to 1. Students are invited. There is pre-registration for the lunch, but not the career fair. So if you want to join us for lunch, again, interact with some alums and professionals. It's a great opportunity. It's all going to be at the Adams Alumni Center across from the Kansas Union. That's a new location for us this year. But yeah, networking's a big thing. I mean, just getting to have that conversation, learn more about what they're looking for, and that can go a long way in helping find that internship and job.
Mm-hmm. And beyond just networking and going to the career fair, you know, I'm a senior, and I'm not entirely sure what all of the steps forward are from here on out. So what advice do you have for seniors that are looking forward to their career, towards internships?
The companies are prepared to have those conversations with you. I mean, even if you don't know exactly what you want to do, they can share what opportunities they have at their place of location. Yeah, so don't feel like you have to know what you're going to do just to show up, because you can learn more about what they're looking for in, you know, kind of the workforce, what skills they want you to develop. I do always encourage students, you know, to dress up like this could lead to an interview. I'm not the most stylish guy, but something like a tie, collared shirt looks great on men. Women, if you have a business suit or just a blouse, nice slacks, that looks great. I don't want to see students showing up in pajama bottoms or just like they roll out of bed. Because, yeah, you want to make that good first impression, because the employers are making notes and like, hey, this might be a person we need to follow up with.
Do you have any other general advice for someone who might not know exactly where they want to go or what they want to do, but just general advice for where you might be able to find information about that, or anywhere they want to head after college?
Yeah, again, our website has links to the organizations, or you can go to the organizations' websites too, because a lot of times they'll have the job openings posted, the internships posted, so that's a great resource to check out. I also like to encourage students, you know, like have at least 10 to 12 resumes. You probably won't have time to visit all 30 organizations, but hopefully there's like 4 or 5 you can really connect with, have meaningful conversations. Always recommend students do that. It is 1 to 4. Don't feel like you have to be there the entire time for the career fair. If you can devote at least 1 hour, I think it's worth your time, where again you can have those conversations where it's just more than, you know, drop off a resume and keep moving on. Because the best thing about it is, again, to create that dialogue, get to know what they're looking for, and then you can kind of learn more about maybe what you want to do.
And what do you think is the #1 tip for students who aren't exactly sure which field they want to go into? Do you think that they should just talk to as many people as possible, or? Yeah,
I think definitely talk to as many people as possible. Find out what they're looking for. If they have like a job description of some job openings, pay attention to like what they're looking for and see if you have those skills, and maybe you can develop those skills over time before you graduate. So again, I think the main thing is just kind of be aware of what they're looking for. Don't be afraid to have conversations with them. The companies are prepared to talk to you. It's not like, you know, they're going to hire you on the spot, but it definitely can lead to future employment or internships.
All right, and is there any other kind of information about the career fair you feel like you need to talk about, or anything like that?
Again, with the resumes, if you have like a professional looking padfolio, I think that's a nice touch point where they can see that and it looks super professional. But again, just be upbeat, try to connect with as many people as you can, have meaningful conversations, and everything should be okay.
All right, and just to make sure that our people at home watching this know all the details, when exactly is it again?
October 24th is J-School Generations and the Career Fair. Again, you can join us for lunch 12 to 1, and it's at the Adams Alumni Center, and then 1 to 4 is a Career Fair portion of it. And then one thing I didn't mention is on the 25th, we're having this Adobe Creative Jam, where we're actually competing against K-State, where we're registering students. Adobe's going to give us a creative challenge, and then students, have all day to prepare, and there's actually prize money. So that kind of concludes the entire J-School Generations, but that's a big component of it, and alums will be there too to network and consult in any way.
All right, sounds great. Well, thank you for your time, Steve, and we'll be back after this with the news.
There's a parenting alert this morning about the danger of teens vaping.
A huge surge of high schoolers using e-cigarettes or vaping.
The FDA warning about liquid nicotine used in e-cigarettes.
Vaping is a highly addictive and dangerous trend that has become very popular amongst young adults. Most e-cigarettes contain nicotine, which is highly addictive and can harm adolescent brain development, which continues into the early to mid-20s. This bad habit must be broken now, before it is too late.
Welcome back. I'm Carter.
And I'm Al. In sports, the football team is off this week, and head coach Les Miles took the opportunity to appoint a new offensive coordinator. Quarterbacks coach Brent Derman will be taking over the entire offense when KU travels to Texas in 2 weeks to take on the Longhorns. Prior to coming to KU in January, Derman coached at Bethel University, and before that, he was at Arkansas Tech and Auburn.
Former KU athletes Nick Collison and Tammy Thomas-Ammons officially joined the Kansas Sports Hall of Fame this weekend. Collison played basketball at KU from 1999 to 2003 and was a consensus All-American his senior year. He went on to play 15 years in the NBA. Thomas-Ammons was a two-time NCAA swimming champion in 1983 and represented the U.S. at numerous world championships in the 1980s.
The soccer team will take on Oklahoma on Thursday in Norman. KU is 9-4 on the season, but just 1-2 in the Big 12 conference play. The Sooners are 6-4-3 overall and 1-1-1 in the conference.
The volleyball team has lost 7 matches in a row, but will look to end the streak on Thursday night against West Virginia. The Jayhawks have won just 2 sets during the streak and need to improve both offensively and defensively. First serve is at 6:30 p.m. in the Horsch Volleyball Arena.
Yesterday was the official media day for Coach Brandon Schneider and the women's basketball team. The team lost 9 players from last year's squad, who finished 13-18 overall and just 2-16 in the Big 12 Conference. Coach Schneider spoke about needing freshmen to fill in nearly 3/4 of the offense.
We had a turnover of 9, and we have 7 new players. 5 are freshmen. Graduated about 72% of our offense. So, this has been a critical offseason for us, dating all the way back to when they reported in June. And, we're relying heavily on the leadership of our returners, while also trying to quickly develop some of our young players.
Expectations are especially high for freshman guard Zakiah Franklin, who brings a reputation as a sharpshooter from Lakeland, Florida.
Well, Zakiah Franklin is going to be a really, really good player at this level for a long time. And she will play major minutes for us at the point guard position starting from day one.
Well, that's it for sports. After the break, Jade will be here to tell us about the beautiful fall weather. Keep watching.
Hi, welcome back to Good Evening KU. I'm Jade Steffensmeyer with your weather forecast for this evening. So if you've been outside at all today, you know that it's a beautiful day, sunny, 72 degrees, and a little bit of wind coming from the south. For the rest of this evening, it's going to get a lot cooler throughout the night. starting from 70 degrees at 6 o'clock, getting down to about 59 at 9 o'clock. For the rest of tonight, it's going to get down to 53, so significantly cooler than today, staying pretty clear and pretty windy. For Thursday, we have a high chance of thunderstorms, so that'll happen throughout the day on Thursday, and we can expect high winds, hail, a lot of damage, as well as a possibility for tornadoes. And then for tomorrow, it's going to be pretty warm, 68 degrees with a 50% chance of rain starting about 10 o'clock a.m. through 5 o'clock p.m. With some strong winds from the south-southeast. And for Saturday, there's actually a chance for snow. It won't affect Lawrence directly, but it'll affect a lot of the North United States and as well as northwestern Kansas. And we'll probably have the same normal temperatures during the day here, but at night it will get a lot cooler due to this shift moving through. And then for the extended forecast for the rest of the week, so as I said, you can expect a lot of rain tomorrow and severe weather on Thursday with some pretty cool nights Thursday night and Friday night. And then for the rest of the week, it'll be pretty sunny in the mid-60s and pretty nice for spring weather. But that's all we have for you today on Good Evening KU. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next week.